Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Prayers have been made, consultations have been made, legal luminaries have, looked through their works, countering and objecting, all in the issue of Nnamdi Kanu's trial. And right now, a lot of persons are beginning to talk. Lawyers also from the West Strat are beginning to know some fears, and their fears are very palpable. And they are mentioning a lot of things, legal issues, twists and turns that may not work with Nnamdi, may not favor Nnamdi Kanu's, stay, and they have a lot to, display. Even they're already giving judgment before the judgment, but they're hoping that their predictions won't come to pass. They mention a lot of twists that may come in, and they're also giving tricks also to the legal counsel of Nnamdi Kanu so that they can actually avoid some pitfalls. Then, of course, observers are beginning to call on UK, US, EU, and they are making a lot of demands in the same case. This is quite a big one, coming from Nigeria over agitation. Nnamdi Kanu is one man that have myriads of followers. I tell you, these are not political. There's this one they usually bribe, say, come, they pay you 5,000, come and check the crowd. These ones lay their life for him genuinely. So it's a case here, and we're going to jam all this into one very quickly. Before we do so, like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. But let's start with what they're asking the US, UK, EU to do immediately. Well, the government of the United Kingdom, United States, and European Union have been advised to send observers to monitor proceedings in the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob. Kanu is set to be arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja today for a continuation of his trial. The embattled secessionist leader is facing charges ranging from illegal possession of arms, firearms, terrorism, treasonable felony. He will be appearing before Justice Binta Nyako amidst tight security. Activist Deji Adeyanju took to his social media page to urge the UK, the US, and the EU to send their observers to witness what he described as the violations of human rights. I urge the UK, the US, and the EU to send observers to Federal High Court in Abuja before, during, and after Nnamdi Kanu's trial today, so that they can witness firsthand the violation of human rights in Nigeria by the tyrannical Buhari regime, he wrote. He also criticized the Nigerian government, stating a nation that forgives terrorists but violently harasses critics and those speaking the truth to power. Not one Boko Haram member or killer headsman or bandit on trial in the entire country. Real shame. This is the most wonderful quote and unquote government in the history of Nigerians. Nigerians also have reacted to this, and it's still the same day. Adeyanju, some days back, had actually urged the indigenous people of Biafra to come en masse to give solidarity to their member. Of course, there was also a general warning. Also, they should also stay clear of what is happening in Nnamdi Kanu. About a very quick one update on what is happening in some parts of the southeast. In Onitsha, there's seems to be no vehicular movement, I guess, in support of their leader, of Nnamdi Kanu. Some parts of Onitsha, and also in Ebonyi, at the international market also, there seem to be no sales going on as at now. I don't know about in the next few hours. Time of filing this report, there seem to be no sales going on there right now, international market. Now let's quickly go to what the legal luminaries are saying concerning, from the Igbo extract. There are fears that Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, may never regain freedom under the administration of the President Muhammadu Buhari. Kanu, the leader of the Ipob, has been leading the vanguard for the restoration of Biafra in the past few years. Okay. However, as his trial resumes on Monday, there are fears that Kanu may not regain his freedom and suffer the same fate of Ibrahim El-Zakzaky, leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, who has been incarcerated for years now. El-Zakzaky was arrested in December 2015 and has remained incarcerated. The IMN leader was arrested for allegedly attempting to assassinate the immediate past chief of army staff, that's Lieutenant General Tuka Brutai, retired in Zaria, Kaduna State. El-Zagzag's followers had attacked brutalized convoy on Zara. This led to the arrest of the Islamic leader after security forces stormed IMN's headquarters. Since his arrest, El-Zagzagi has not been released despite rulings by several courts. In December 2016, Justice Gabriel Kolawole-led Federal High Court Abuja had granted El-Zagzag and his wife Zenatuddin bail. Justice Kolawole, who also fined the federal government 50 million for the incarceration of the duo. In 2019, a Kaduna State High Court granted El-Zagzag and his wife bail on health ground. The couple were expected to visit Mendata Hospital in New Delhi, India for treatment, but it never happened. That treatment never happened. Despite the several bail granted to the IMN leader, he is yet to be released by the relevant authorities. However, there are fears that the same fate may befall Kanu, who may not test freedom since he fled the country and abandoned his trial the first time he was granted bail. According to Senator Ina Baribe, say he didn't run away. He actually flew for his life because he was actually on the siege, according to Ina Baribe. Let's continue. Well, constitutional lawyer barrister Uche Madu said, I may not like to predict the outcome since the matter is before a court of law, but Kanu may not regain freedom under Buhari's government. Looking at the indications, Kanu may get El-Zagzag's treatment. The Shiite leader, who is a Muslim and a northerner, has been incarcerated since 2015. Is it Kanu, an Igbo man from the southeast, that will regain freedom? Kanu should just forget freedom under this administration. The court may grant him another bail, but will the Nigerian government release him? That is the question. Though Kanu's case is an interesting one because the international community seem to be watching. However, Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, dismissed such, stressing that the case of the IPOB leader was different from that of El-Zagzagi. Ejimako stated that Kanu's trial has a diplomatic angle, which may lead to Britain's involvement. Where he said, I doubt such will be the case. Unlike El-Zagzag, Kanu's case has implicated international jurisdiction, particularly the jurisdictions of the Britain and Kenya. What triggered these jurisdictions is the extraordinary rendition of Kanu, which has destroyed Nigeria's exclusive jurisdictions. Further, apart from the new complication regarding jurisdiction, the dual nationality of Kanu would mean that Britain has an abiding interest in the matter, all to the extent that Kanu will ultimately be entitled to the full weight and credit of British diplomatic protection. Now, this is very interesting. While other lawyers from the Igbo, so that's Barrister Uche Madu, is of the opinion that El-Zagzag may be the kind of treatment they will get, Kanu may get the El-Zagzag treatment. His legal counsel said, look, I do not think that will eventually be the case. He said, if, according to the Barrister Uche, said if a northerner and a Muslim could not get, despite rulings in his favor, and he was still not set free, Nnamdi Kanu, that is asking for his own country, for his people, and also an Igbo man, would he be the one to get the necessary freedom? But his counsel, his legal luminary, are saying, no way, it's gonna be very, very different because Nnamdi Kanu is also doubles as a British citizen, and a judicial rendition is actually involved. Let's put in that comment section.